Okay, YouTube. So, gonna post a quick video. Had some fantastic time. I went back up to Swamp Lake again. So my last video was the first trip to Swamp Lake, and then we went up to Dinky Creek again, did Swamp Lake, and then we did Coyote. Now on the way back from Coyote, noticed some ticking noises. Got out a couple times, thought it was a steering box, trying to figure out what was going on. Something wasn't right, and then my steering started going again. Still thought it was my steering box, and then we got out and I'm like, maybe we should replace the steering box, and one of my folks said, hey, what about that crack in the frame? So on our way back from Coyote, started with a little crack, and well, that's where my track bar mount used to be. That was this big chunk of metal. Used to be, well, let's see if I can do this right, stuck into my frame, kind of like that, and then it got ripped out, leaving a giant hole in the frame. So I thought I would post a little video of the damage and say, yeah, now I got a little work to do. Okay, well, now we're starting to do some work to get things fixed. All right, so there's the frame, cut a little bit out of it. So we're gonna go ahead and take the front fender off so we can get in there. I can see down in here that the frame cracked all the way around to the back side. So, you know, I'll show you the whole, I think the idea right now is to box this in internally, put a plate on the back side, put a plate on the bottom, weld something in here, and then cover it all up with some welding, and then put a new track bar mount on. That's going to be a little bit of work, and it's going to take a little bit of time, but first we got to get all this stuff out of the way. So, all right, this is just sort of, you know, how you go about fixing stuff. This is a pile of just, I got tubes in there, junk metal pieces, you know, so I had pieces I've cut off, and I kind of like that old piece there. I think I'm gonna end up cutting that and fitting it inside the frame, and you know, so basically I'm gonna use what I got laying around. I got another piece here, nice 3/16 stuff, and we'll cut it in the shapes we needed and bring my buddy over who welds real well, and we'll see how that all goes. Okay, yeah, we've got some welding done. You can see the last piece that I put on out here welded around. We've got some welded plate under the bottom. So we're about halfway through here. And you can see over here on the back side here, ended up cutting that out, putting plates in there. So we've got it all welded. I actually cut a piece. Took me some time. So internally, if you look at that little hole, you can see I boxed it in here and here, and that boxed in plate goes there and runs across the back. And then I found a piece of round pipe that would just space this out just enough to kind of hold that plate in place. And so we've got everything kind of welded together, and my buddies the chickens are talking to us. And what's up, chickens? Get out of the way. And then I've got this piece of metal. So this piece of metal is just about the right size, and it's very thick. And so now what I'm going to do is grind and fit a piece of metal over this whole repair from about here to maybe over in here. And we're going to weld it on the bottom half and maybe the top half as well. And then we'll go ahead and put the new track bar in, really reinforce that thing pretty solidly. But so far, the frame repair is coming along pretty good.